Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Karmila. I'm from a class of 5th semester. For the first, I would like to say thanks to Miss Fitria Rahmawati as a lecturer of Semantics. Here, I would like to fulfill the final project, namely review for topics, and I choose the ideas about meaning part 2, the dimension of meaning part 2, and the Nyms meaning relationship, and the last is new meaning figurative language. Okay, the first topic is the ideas about meaning part 2, the search of meaning and some misconception. The first is dictionary definition. The dictionary becomes the first authority in finding meaning from the words. Many people believe that dictionary more accurate, but the problem is we have to consider that in order to understand the dictionary of a word, we must know the meaning of words used in that definition. So the conclusion, people can understand the meaning of a word in a dictionary, but that cannot be a reference for the meaning of words. But it needs to be understood that not all of the definition in the dictionary refer to meaning. So, don't make the dictionary the main source. The second is mental image. Words often do seem to conjure a particular mental image. Example, when we hear or read the word car, there must be an image in our mind. The image car that is included in each person is different. There is a car of Avanza, sports car, and etc. So, difference between one another. Mental image can be used as a source of meaning, but on the other hand, there are things that it cannot be a source of meaning because other people's view is different. The third is meaning and reference. One thing worth noting is that language is used to talk about a thing in the outside world, and many words seem to stand for or refer to actual objects or relation in the world. The abstract reference and reference cannot be used as source of meaning. If the reference is used as a source of meaning, it must replace each other. The fourth is meaning and truth. In here, associate meaning with third condition. For example, Johan is asleep. From that example, it can be search of meaning if Johan really sleep. And the last is meaning and language use. Another source of meaning that can be used as a source of meaning is the situation and condition in which the language is used, where or when the language or sentence was used. For example, can you open the door? Literally, in this condition, it means someone is asking, are you can open the door or not? But on the other hand, it can be an order or request. The second topic is the dimension of meaning part 2. Dimension of meaning is any expression that has a relation between the utterance and the things or person that being referenced in a language. Anything meaningful in a language is a linguistic expression. Linguistic expression may be of various length. When recognized 3 units of meaning, morphemes, which may be less than a word, lexemes, roughly, words and idioms, and sentences. The first is morphemes. A morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit in the grammatical of a language. A single word may be composed of one or more morphemes. Example, she looked unhappier than the day before. The word unhappier consists unhappier can be analyzed into three morphemes. An, a unit of grammatical function in indicating negative. Happy, one minimal unit. A unit of grammatical function in indicating comparison. Classification of morphemes. The first is free morphemes, basic word form. Free morphemes, morpheme which can be used as a word on their own. They generally consist of separate English word forms such as nouns, verb, and adjectives. Examples, girls, happy, plain, etc. And the second one is bound morphemes, prefix and suffix. Morpheme which cannot occur on their own as an independent word. They are generally prefix and suffix like re, is, ed, ede, as in the words toolkit and boys, for example, and are attached to the others forms which are described as Steam's basic word form. Example, unhappier. Un is prefix, happy is stem, is suffix, un is bound, happy is free, is bound. Examples of inflectional and derivational affixes. Dog. It is consists of one morpheme, while the dogs it is consists of two morphemes, a dog and s. The second is homonymy and polysemy. Homonymy, a sense of relation in which one form has different meaning. Different words with the same form. No relation in meaning. Example, bank, set of a river. Bank, financial institution. Pronunciation is identical, but meaning are unrelated. Polysemy is a word that has a lot of meaning. For example, is head. Head is polysemy because it has more than one meaning. The third is lexical ambiguity. Lexical ambiguity is when homonyms can occur in the same position in utterances. Example, I was on my way to the bank. And the last is sentence meaning. Sentence meaning is the meaning of a sentence derived from the meanings of its constituents, lexemes, and from the grammatical meaning it contains. Third topic is the Nyms meaning relationship. The definition, the Nyms meaning relationship. Nyms is meaning relationship among words antonyms, synonyms, homonyms, etc. Opposite meanings antonymy. We all learned early on that rich is the opposite of poor. Awake is the opposite of asleep. And teachers is the opposite of student. That opposite or antonyms seem based on fact. If you are rich, you cannot be poor. If you are awake, you can be asleep. You cannot be asleep. And in class, the opposite rules of teachers and students seem well defined and obvious. If you ask someone what the opposite of paper is, they will probably say salt. Nevertheless, there are important differences among these pairs. Some antonyms are gradable, that is, the antonyms are two ends on a scale, and there can be various gradation of each term. So, what is considered rich or poor varies from person to person. Synonym. Words that are different in form but similar in meaning are called synonyms. For example, purse or handbags. Purse, synonym of handbag. Types of synonym are cognitive synonym, contextual synonym, place synonym, and absolute synonym. Hyponymy. Another word meaning relationship is hyponymy. A hyponymy is a word whose meaning is included or entailed in the meaning of a more general word. For example, thoroughbred is a hyponym of horse, and house is hyponym of building. Polysemy. Polysemy refers to words with two or more related meanings. For example, lip is polysemous because we can use it not only to refer to a part of one's mouth but also in phrases such as lip of the cliff or the lip of a cup. And we also have the expression, don't give me any lip. And another meaning relationship which can perhaps also be considered a type of polysemy since the two terms have related meanings is also called a retronym. A retronym is a new word, compound word, or phrase created to distinguish an original word from a more recent meanings of the word. For example, analog watch to distinguish from digital watch. Different meaning or homonyms. Homonyms is words with the same sound and spelling but different unrelated meanings. The verb bear can mean to have children or to tolerate. So, she cannot bear children is ambiguous because bear is a homonym. Homophones is words that do not share the same spelling or meaning but sound the same. Homographs is words that have the same spelling, different meanings, and different pronunciation. And the last is entailment. Entailment is two statements which may be related in such a way that if one is true, the others must be true. In other words, entailment is a relationship in which the truth of one sentence necessarily implies the truth of the other one. There are two types of entailment. The first is one-way entailment and the second is two-way entailment. The last topic is new meaning, figurative language. What is figurative language? Figurative language is non-literal language. language that shift meaning from the primary meaning of the word. What is metaphor? Metaphor is non-literal meaning of one word or phrase describes another word or phrase. For example, my car is a lemon. Here, the word lemon can be broke. So, my car is a lemon is my car is broke. Lack and Johnson describe the coordination of the metaphor to be understanding and experiencing one kind of thing in terms of another. Concepts of objects are thus described through an individual's experiences of the other's objects, and in this sense, the metaphor is used to illustrate new meaning. For example, time is money. Another aspect of the metaphor highlighted by Lakoff and Johnson is the systematicity of metaphorical concept. They imply that the metaphorical concept of word and phrase systematically affect our way of talking about an object and even how we tend to act in situations surrounding it. An example of this may be illustrated through the metaphor, argument, as word. Types of metaphor. The first is deep metaphors. Deep metaphors are those that are so conventionalized in everyday speech that we don't even realize they are metaphors. Metaphors of style provide some example. I see your point. I will take a look at your paper for you. He is blind to new ideas. This use of see, look, and blind have nothing to do with visual perception. We use see as a synonym for understand. Blind to express international lack of understanding. And take a look to mean investigate. The second is mixed metaphors, are those in which parts of different metaphors are telescoped into one utterance. This mixing can occur from variety of reasons. For example, hit the nail on the jackpot combines hit the nail on the head and hit the jackpot. The third type is personification, is attribution of human qualities to something that is not human. For example, ascribing human characteristic to non-human form in art. The fourth type is synesthesia, is a type of metaphorical language in which one kind of sensation is described in terms of another. For example, a smell described as sweet or a color as loud. The last type is metonymy. We refer to something by describing it in terms of something with which is closely associated. For example, the pen is mightier than the sword, in which pen refer to writing or diplomacy and sword to action or war. And what is similar? Similar differ from metaphor and metonymy in that they involve a comparison of two unlike things and usually involve the words like or as. For example, he eats like a pig. And some famous similar is As Good as Gold by Charles Dickens. And the last is idiom. Idioms are collocation of word or phrase with non-literal meanings. For example, kick the bucket, same as die. Okay, thank you for your attention. If there are any mistake, please forgive me. And the last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.